Never ever play with your dopamine levels. That's the one thing you don't mess with. You can mess up your diet, your sleep, your relationships, but your dopamine, the moment you say, I'll try just a little bit, your life is no longer fully yours. Listen closely because this might be the most important thing you hear all year. Today, we're breaking down why people who are dependent on substances can't stop, even when they desperately want to. Why a grown man can swear to his mom he'll quit and fall back just 4 hours later. Why a woman can cry on the bathroom floor, saying, I don't want this life anymore, then immediately pick up the phone to call her supplier. And here's the truth nobody else has the guts to tell you. Addiction doesn't start when you take the substance. Addiction starts the moment you underestimate dopamine. This video could save your life, or your friends, or your future children's. Stay with me. You ever notice how every dependent person says the same lines? It's just recreational. I'm not addicted, I just use when I want. Relax, I'm in control. Everyone who ever got hooked believed that at first. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The first high is the best high you will ever experience in your entire life. And your brain spends the rest of its existence chasing a ghost it will never catch again. That's how addiction begins. Not with weakness, not with stupidity. It starts with biology. When you take a hard substance, dopamine doesn't just increase, it explodes. We're talking 10 times higher than intimacy, 20 times higher than your favorite food. Your brain looks at that explosion and goes, oh, this is better than life itself. So it rewires instantly. And the scary part? It doesn't ask for your permission. Your reward system, your motivation, your decision-making, all hijacked before you even know what's happening. You don't get addicted because you're weak. You get addicted because these substances override your biology. People think dependent individuals stay that way because they don't care, they lack willpower, or they choose the substance. None of that is really true. The truth is, their dopamine baseline collapses. A normal person feels pleasure at a level of 100. A substance user feels pleasure at 900, then drops to 0 when they're sober. 0. So the substance isn't fun anymore, it becomes the only thing that brings them back to feeling normal. Their brain turns using into a survival mechanism. To the dependent brain, substances aren't entertainment. They're oxygen, they're water, they're life. When you argue with them, you're not arguing with the person anymore. You're arguing with a hijacked survival instinct. That's why they can cry to you, promise to change, pray, beg, swear, and still go right back. Their intentions are real, but their biology is stronger. And here's something dark that most people won't say out loud. People deep in substance use become self-righteous inside their own illusion. They'll justify everything, defend the lifestyle, and swear they can quit whenever they want. They'll even say you're the one who doesn't understand life. But from the outside, everyone can see the truth. They're fragile, easily triggered, and unable to think logically. Addiction shrinks a person. It makes their world tiny, their reasoning childish, and their emotions uncontrollable. They're not evil. They're just not fully there anymore. So why do they do it? Why do they betray friends, manipulate loved ones, and risk everything? Here's the brutal truth. The substance becomes more important than you. Not because they don't love you, but because they literally can't feel love the way they used to. Love is dopamine, motivation is dopamine, connection is dopamine. When substances hijack that system, everything else becomes secondary. Everybody says people get addicted because of peer pressure, curiosity, or trauma. And that's partially true. But the real reason is they wanted to feel something they didn't know how to feel naturally. Confidence, escape, pleasure, numbness. Instead of learning to build these things, they borrow them from a chemical high. And like any loan shark, dopamine comes back to collect with heavy interest. Addiction doesn't warn you. One day you're partying, the next you're coping, and soon you're trapped. You wake up and you're not you anymore. Your dreams are gone. Your soul is quiet. Your body is aging twice as fast. And you don't know how it happened. Nobody sets out to become addicted, but every addict started by thinking they were the exception. And this isn't just about hard substances. We've normalized so many addictions: junk food, social media, streaming, vaping, casual flings, and corn. We don't even recognize when our dopamine is enslaving us. Let me leave you with this. Your brain is the most powerful thing you will ever own, and dopamine is the steering wheel. Once you lose control of that, something else drives your life. Don't let that happen. Respect your dopamine. Respect your mind. Respect your future. Because once addiction gets its hands on you, you don't get to choose who you become anymore. If this helped you or someone you know, please share this video. And for more deep truths, subscribe to Unfiltered.